Today we're going to be going over ELEPIG. It is a new crypto exchange that's coming out pretty soon. They're having their pre-ICO this month in June and their ICO in September, and some interesting things in between that I will go over. I'll try to keep this a little bit shorter than usual. I usually like to go kind of in depth, but then it goes long. So I'll try to straddle that line between informative and quick. Wanting to go over this once again because on my channel I like to go over things that aren't really talked about that much, kind of things that are going under the radar, but I think have a lot of value and are worthwhile. This is definitely one of those. The more I looked into it, the more I really liked it, which kind of made me suspicious about or myself. So I really looked for negatives. And anytime I found one, the more I looked into it, they were kind of any qualms I had were alleviated. I'll go over everything though. At first, it really looked like this was trying to be more of a fun exchange and easy. It's going to be an on-ramp for Fiat, which is definitely needed. There are a few exchanges and on-ramps for fiat currency, but not a lot. And most exchanges that are coming out, they're usually decentralized ones, new or they're very technical. Then this looked like it was really geared towards mass adoption and getting people into crypto, which I really liked. Which like I said, it's they're pushing. And when I first started going over this, that's what it seemed like the main focus was. It did change a little bit the more I dig into it. It looks like they're really pushing security and compliance. They want to be. There's nothing to really compare them to except for more like a Coinbase. It seems like this is what people wish Coinbase was. What people keep talking about they're going to be. All the news, when you watch CNBC, what's going to happen next. It seems like ELEPIG has it right. The platform's built with customer experience in mind. Simplicity will be the cornerstone of the platform, making it easy for customers to get into crypto. This is a big point about the team. The team of defense experts, which, like I said, the security aspect of this is huge. And I think the main reason most of the team have years and years experience in the defense industry and security industry. A lot of them in security in the tech field and fintech, but everyone seems to have a lot of security or defense experience. Robust security system encompassing a unique 10-layer security approach, which I'll go over a little bit. Fee structure is a lot like other exchanges, small, and then the ELEPIG token is one of the real only true utility tokens and tokens that are being used now for their intended purposes, to give you a 50% reduction in trading fees. One more thing that it seems like they're getting right is it's very community driven. They're wanting to focus more on their community and listening and tailoring the experience towards what people want. And I'm going to kind of compare them to Coinbase mainly because, like I said, it's one of the only things that are one of the only other exchanges that you really could, from what they're trying to come out with, compare them to. Brought to you by superstars that work in the following world-leading companies: J.P. Morgan, Base Systems, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics. They're the ones that make the Terminators that are going to take over the world. If you ever see those videos where, robots, robot dogs and regular robots running around outside Boston, that's General Dynamics. a lot of other ones. This, as you can see, it's these are the co-founders. A couple very stuffy British guys. Um, they're really not, like I said, when I first started looking into this, it really looked like it was for ease of use and fun. These two guys are jumping around on a couple of hippity hop bouncy balls, um, just being silly. So it looked like a fun project at first, but then the more I looked into it, the more impressed I really was. The roadmap is extremely aggressive. It is fast. Um, they even show concept creation. Like, I've never seen that before. When they first came with the idea, released the white paper in April. They're having the pre-ICO in June. And then, like I said, the ICO is in September. In between the pre-ICO and the ICO, so before they have their ICO, they're going to release their alpha. It's coming out in August. Um, and immediately after the ICO is over, they're going to kick out their beta. I mean, it's just boom, 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 boom. And then a full release in December. So within the next few months, they're going to have their full working product. Not years, not huge gaps. It's like bam, 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 full release in December. And then another big, big thing is card partnerships, payment card partnerships in February. I mean, it's just so fast. Uh, which that's, it's something like I said, what they're doing, it's what everybody seems to always want or is coming. In the future, Coinbase will do this or someone's going to do this. They're getting it all done, and the roadmap is so fast. They're going from ICO to full release to payment cards, all within months, less than a year. Um, they have a one pager. It's it's really short. Their white paper is not very intimidating. It's a really really good read. It's 30 pages, but it's a lot of pictures and big words. And I don't mean hard words. I mean very large, so large print. So you can read through it pretty quick. Um, Token sale, there's 300 million total tokens. Let me go over the breakdown of them. Now, the token distribution, 50% is going to be sold to the community, which that is honestly the minimum that I would be happy with and say it's good. It's not bad. It doesn't make me worry. It's not too little, but it is the minimum for good. I'd like to see it at 55, 60, 70 is, would be excellent, but 50% is fine. 20% to the team, that is a lot. That is one of the things when I first saw that kind of made me think a little bit, especially because 10% is to investors and advisors, which you could add that to the team and say 30% of it's going to the team. That is a lot. It's too much. Could be. Now 20%, and with that added on there, it's not really a red flag, but it makes the team very, very important. A lot of faith has to be put in that team. They have to be kind of amazing to garner that and to garner the trust in it when they're having an ICO. Um, Now the team, the co-founder, uh, all of these people, they're not old. I don't want to call them old, but they're not kids. They're not like a lot of ICOs or startups where they have 3 years experience. They're literally their resume is what school they graduated from is one of the biggest things. Um, these people have 20 years experience, 30 years experience. All the short end is like 15 years. Most people have 20 years experience in their field. And like I said, most of them are in government, security, defense, uh, they have had to have top secret clearance, other security clearance. They're not your average run of the mill um, cryptocurrency team. From what I've seen, their LinkedIn's are all everyone's got one. There is a LinkedIn for the company itself. Um, Carl's many years experience in digital consultancy within the finance and defense sectors, as well as starting and running a successful online business within the social care industry. His expertise is in security, stakeholder engagement, fintech, and mobile applications. That is kind of everything rolled into one. Um, Mark Williams, 20 years of digital transformation consultancy experience within defense and security and intelligence and central government. His expertise in marketing, UX security, stakeholder engagement. Mark successfully created several startups. Anna is experienced portfolio and program manager, defense, utility sectors, once again. Um, Adam, 20 years, hundreds of successful design, advertising campaigns. Steve, 30 years experience providing IT solutions, business development across multiple sectors of the UK and abroad. Same thing, 15 years, secure data solutions. So everyone has some kind of foot in the security field as well as whatever else, the other one that they're in. Um, George Hahn, he's an advisor. You probably seen him on a lot of other ICOs. He is a lot 90 different startups in 6 years. Um, Vinod Hall, 15 years experience as a technology business consultant working in South Africa, Netherlands, Germany, Middle East, India, basically everywhere but the U.S. Um, Paul has over 25 years experience within human resources. Once again, 25 years, 30 years, 20 years. PR, 14 years experience. Um, Matt Windsor, 20 years fintech experience, including 10 years at algorithmic FX and commodities markets. In London, he helped develop retail products working with the uh, FX spread and bitten platforms and specialties in business architecture. So very specific. They're the amount. I mean, I think that they said it was like 80 years experience. The amount of experience here on the team is pretty massive, and I, it's hard for me to really put into words how important it is that their experience is in the defense and intelligence and security sector. That does make them a bit more trustworthy than your average ICO team member, because they've had to go through so much in order to work in those industries. In order to have 30 years, you don't have 30 years experience in defense and intelligence if you are kind of an untrustworthy individual. So that is a big deal. Um, so the team is really really good, excellent team. Uh, why another exchange and why issue token? Most of the stuff I'm went over. I'm gonna go over. I cover in the FAQ. If you read through it, it's pretty much what I'm gonna go over. It's an exchange token, so like I said, it's one of the only tokens that is used for what it's designed for nowadays. Um, most tokens, people don't want to use them because it's hard to use a utility token for its utility when you get it as a speculative vehicle. I mean, people don't want to buy their coffee with Bitcoin because a year from now that coffee would have cost them $50. If Bitcoin goes up, the story of the Bitcoin pizza, that's anytime you use a token for what it's designed for, that's what you're thinking. I'm paying for this with this token. I'm going to be out of so much money later on. and that's one of the reasons why people don't use fiat or use tokens for what they're designed for. But when it comes to exchange tokens, they are used for what they are designed for. Do they make money? There hasn't been one that I've seen that has not been ridiculously successful. Exchange tokens seem to be like the Star Wars movies of tokens. They just, no matter what it is or who's in charge of it, they're going to make money. Um, I'll go over the white paper real quick. It's the one pagers, it's just too short. Um, so we'll skim through the white paper. It is 30 pages, but it's, you know, pretty easy reading. Like I said, when I first started looking at this, it seemed like it was mainly ease of use, ease of use on ramp, getting people into crypto, fun exchange. But the more I looked into it, security is one of the biggest parts of the exchange. And they put that in the white paper. Security's first, then user experience, then customer support. Another big thing with this is customer support. With most other exchanges, you don't have that. Uh, at best, you can send an email, and I'm sure you've seen, people complaining, posts on people's Twitters. I've been waiting for someone to get back with me for a week. I've sent lots of tickets. So a customer support is a huge deal. Also, more coins are going to be on this than on Coinbase, which is good because in the when you first getting into crypto, it's better to have a little bit more variety, and the transaction fees are very low. And that's one of the use cases for the token is to cut the charges in half. All right. ELEPIG, half elephant, half pig. It's now regulation. They are not looking to skate regulation. They're very transparent and very clear on it. One thing I like about what I've read through here on the white paper and about it is they don't try to skate around the issue of the negative things in this space. That there has been a lot of black eyes. That regulation is needed for a lot of things. Um, they don't want to be associated with any kind of scamminess that is out there about the space in the industry. They want to comply with regulation, and they want to be, like I said, the only thing you can really compare them to is Coinbase. Um, Current problems: trust. There's been a lot of widespread media coverage on scams, hacks associated with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Many of the exchanges have been hacked over the past few years. The largest amount reaching CoinCheck, which 500 million worth of NEM were taken. Um, Simplicity is the solution. They're really like pushing quality and pushing security and usability. Poor customer engagement. It's like a breath of fresh air to see that they're really trying to focus on customer service and customer interaction and community interaction. They are going to use I think it was the 10 tier or 10 point system of security, smart contracts, front end security, warm storage, which is just a combination of cold and hot storage, military grade encrypted database, um, and then cold offline cold storage. Simplicity, like I said, they're just it's going to be an easy on ramp for fiat and for people to get into crypto. Once again, pushing that engagement. They're going to have what's called the Zuversity. It's a lot of like free educational things on cryptocurrency and getting into it. The Zooniverse Exchange, the Academy, which I'll go over that a little bit, and then community is the biggest part of it. Uh, This was interesting. 2017, 95% of investors were male. A recent survey suggested that is now as low as 55%. So a lot more women are coming into the space. Um, Still, 42% between the ages of 21 and 40, and recent studies suggest that 42% are between 18 and 29. That is true. Uh, I'm a little bit over 40, and I hate talking to my friends about crypto. I try, but they look at me like I'm speaking a foreign language, and then it sounds like a Ponzi scheme. And then after I let them out of the headlock, I make them look up Ponzi scheme and read me the definition so that I can then go into how the thousand ways it is not. But it seems like a lot, younger people are the ones that are getting into crypto, and they're gonna, I think, focus on that as far as advertising, but also to bring in and pushing the education part of it so that it's not so intimidating. Because I mean, if you try to explain it to someone, especially someone who's over 30, who when they don't understand something, it is a little bit scary, and it's a lot easier to just to back away from it instead of trying to learn. And if they can learn on their own, it's a lot better. Just a lot of numbers, um, statistics, and things like that. Engaging, sincere, responsive, trusted, transparent, above all fun. Fun does seem to be important, but as the more I looked into it, it was not the main focus, which I thought the main focus was just going for something easy. But it is it's kind of like I don't want to say a facade, but it's kind of like the face of it is fun, but there's so much underneath, a part of the infrastructure and the running of it with the security and the customer service and all that. It was impressive. They do have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Um, they are very active. Telegram, on all social media. Um, Now going into the distribution, um, they are going to do bug bounties, which I think is really important. I think a lot of the stinginess, because there are hackers out there, obviously, and having a bug bounty really utilizes the white hat hackers to fix the problems and to secure your project. By not having that, it really is kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Um, Partnerships, short term, long term. The payment card provider thing is it's really impressive that they're trying to get that done that fast. Payment card provider, we actually are looking for a suitable one-to-one partner. This helps increase the number of retail customers that can buy crypto with additional currency on the exchange. Crypto processing payment cards for customers not wanting to use traditional currencies or looking for an alternative way to utilize their crypto, which would be awesome. Everyone keeps talking about that. A lot of projects have promised that and have not come through because they are not hooked to a viable exchange, or especially one that is regulation compliant. I think that's the main thing. If this is a leader in the space and recognized as one of the big names and is has some credibility when it comes to governments, that a payment card would be a lot more likely. Regulatory organizations in different jurisdictions to ensure that we are fully compliant. Now, this is a huge thing. Specialist insurance providers for protection of customers' investments and company assets. I don't think this is a possibility anywhere, and any any exchange that I have read, except because of the massive amount of focus on security. I don't think there's any insurance company, I mean, you're not going to have FDIC, insured type insurance, but I don't think there's any insurance company that would touch any exchange except that they have this massive focus on security. And that's one of the only ways that they would be able to have any assets insured um, for customers. So hopefully that is something that they're going to be able to. I mean, that'll be a game changer in the industry. The roadmap, like I said, it's very aggressive. From in June, where we're at now, having the pre-ICO in a couple weeks, to releasing the alpha before the ICO, then ICO, then releasing the beta right after that, and then the full release all within the same what is that, like 6 month span? It's fast, and then the exchange will be up and running. Uh, the exchange is primarily cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency. You can withdraw funds in fiat currency. Solution has the following features at the forefront of its development and design: security, 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 security. Architecture, customer support, user experience, simple and easy. Marketing, and multilingual, of course. But it's good that they're going to be putting marketing out there, um, and just getting more knowledge about cryptocurrency in general. But it'll put a lot of focus on. I think marketing is much more important for them being an on ramp and being kind of the starting point for a lot of people. Uh, I have family members who would never think about cryptocurrencies in general, but they would get Bitcoin. They've heard of Ethereum that I've talked about. Um, they are going to be getting both apps in iOS, Android, and the web. So they're covering all that. Now the coins, like I said, they are going to have a few extra coins. They're going to have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, the ELEPIG token, Ethereum, Litecoin. They will have Ripple and Stellar Lumens. I forgot the R, but they have the right ticker symbol. All that on the exchange when it opens up. So there are more options. There are cheaper ones like Stellar and Ripple. So it's and then the ELEPIG token will start out. I think it's like 60, going to be like 60 cents or 45 cents, something like that to start, or that it's coming out in the ICO. Um, which most exchange coins have they've been one of the, even when the markets are down, they're the only coins that are going up because they're the only coins that are being used, whether people are selling their crypto and getting out, or there's a huge influx of money to buy. Those utility tokens for exchange tokens are the ones that are always being used. Um, and just like, every other new coins will be added on a case by case basis, blah, 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 blah. Solid team, definitely. I really like the massive amount of experience. Um, you know, usually when you're looking at a team, their main focus is basically look how smart we are. We're so smart and have so much potential. Whereas with this team, it's look at what we've done. You know, where we have a lot of experience, not just potential. I really like the team. Credible roadmap, very, very aggressive, very, very fast. Viable product or service. The roadmap is so fast that by the time the ICO rolls around, they'll already be an alpha out. Strong user base. A lot of they're I've been on their social media and it's growing very fast. It's very easy to get excited about this project, so I think the user base will be pretty huge by the time it launches. Strong social media presence. Very glad that they're focusing on that. And they have on the team, I think they had two people. One was the HR, and the other one they have like two marketing professionals there. Smart contract review, that they're focusing on legal compliance and regulation as a main focus of the exchange. I think that's awesome. Financial justification, revenue, obviously the exchange fees, withdrawal fees. There's no deposit fees. Listing fees, there may be a fee associated with listing coins, of course. That's ridiculous to say there may. I mean, most exchanges charge millions of dollars for a coin to be listed on the exchange. I think it's like 5 or 7 million for most of them. So of course they'll make money with when coins want to get listed on there. All right. I think their user reviews and projections are very conservative, in my opinion. Um, with their roadmap moving as fast as it is, and the advertising that they're doing, and they're also launching when this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but over throughout crypto's history, they're going to be launching their main product at the highest point of the year in December when the numbers are usually really really good and most people are getting into crypto. And in January they're looking at only 30,000 in their user base, which I think is super lowballed. And then going to 60 in February, very lowballed. Not even doubling to 110. Not doubling again. I mean, by the end of the year 2019, they're looking at 2 million people. That's I don't think that's that conservative. That in the end of the year, I think those are decent numbers. But I think starting out it'll be a lot higher. Um, Now going over the token distribution. Like I said before, the numbers they did. I did want to look a little closer at them because they were a little high in some of the areas that made me wonder with the team. 50% to the community, which is good. There's 300 million total, so it's not a huge amount as far as valuation, market cap, all that. The token could be worth a lot of per token. Um, the team is going to have 60 million, and investor and advisors another 30. That's up to 90 million. But if you add the burn program and contingency, if you added that to the 150, you're talking over 200 million. That's not in the hands of a select few, which is that's a lot more comfortable number. Like I said, if it was 55 or 60, I'd feel more. I think it was really really good. If it was 70, that would be awesome and amazing. With adding that to the burn program to the 150, you're looking at a 67%, which is a lot closer to the 60-65 that I would have wanted to see it at. So it is close to what I'd like to have it at. Now, what alleviated my any qualms I had about those high numbers, yeah, I'd want to have it locked into a smart contract so they couldn't just dump it, right away, which I would assume they would do. Most ICOs do that now. They lock them away for 6 months or a year. They can also lock it to certain milestones on the roadmap, which is silly when it comes to this project because their roadmap is so fast. It's not like a lot of projects where it's stretched out over 3 years. Then I could see breaking that into certain milestones. Whenever we reach this goal, we'll get half of it will be released. Whenever we release our alpha, our beta, then we get these tokens. So if they don't reach those milestones, they don't get their token released. But there's no time frame here. It's so fast that wouldn't even be a point of doing that. So these are locked away and vested for the team over 5 years. So that alleviated any worries I had, any qualms I had about it. Initial release is only 20%. And then end of year one, 20%, end of year two, 20%. So it's not like they're going to have their hands on that big of a percentage of the total supply. they'll only have 20% of their supply. So 70, it's more like 15 million that they'll have. Well, about 18 million that they would have access to, which is not that much, not that big of a deal. Uh, this just breaks down product development, marketing. 40% going in marketing and customer support. That is that's pretty cool. 10% towards regulatory and compliance. It's awesome that they have that. 10% for emergencies. I think the fund usage is spot on. Looks good. The Zuversity, which I talked about, um, is pretty cool. We believe we can best serve our customers and remain competitive by operating a centralized model. We also want to give back to the wider blockchain community and other organizations who are able to benefit from a more decentralized approach. We will do this by investing our time and expertise into a university or academy to support promising talent from higher education and emerging countries. We'll look to work in partnerships with existing universities in both the UK and abroad. We'll leverage these relationships to develop engaging online training materials to share with the community. We want to give people the tools to be creative and help take blockchain and cryptocurrencies to the next level, actively investing in the future. Want to invest in programs to help fund other amazing ideas, concepts, so they're giving back. And then it just goes over the team again. Very good team. I really love the experience. And then it's the last page. Just goes over more calling the community, governments around the globe, and uprising of technological innovators, the general public, and even traditional finance service companies all see the value in blockchain and cryptocurrencies. This is the future of the world. It's not going away. I mean, they say several times in a lot of this, if you read through it, within the next 10 years, everybody's going to be using cryptocurrencies, which I think 10 years is a good number, maybe a little high. I think it's like the computer, like everything else. Once it starts, it's going to be really, really quick. Nobody had a PC, then some people had a PC, then it just exploded, and now everyone has a computer. Same with smartphones. Everyone had a cell phone at first. Everyone had a flip phone. Soon as smartphones came out, within a few years, everyone has a smartphone. It's called leapfrogging technology. There are several countries and places in countries where they've never had a phone service, like a phone line put in, but they have smartphones now. They completely skip that step of having a phone line. There may have been one or two phones in their village, or they may have had a phone in the village down, close to them, but they never had a phone in their town. And now, most of the people in the town have smartphones, so they completely skipped over that technology. I think cryptocurrency is going to be like that. It's just gonna go so fast. Yeah, I'm gonna leave links to the website and to some of their social media platforms in the description. Appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to put out one or two videos every week. I still work full time for Xbox, so I don't have a ton of time, but I definitely want to put out one or two videos a week. So give me a like and subscribe. You guys take care.